culture, like
Yeah.
1980s. I mean, alien abductions as well
Right.
as the 90s. I mean, Fox, broadcasting, they brought that. I mean, with alien abductions, alien autopsy, and stuff like that. But I mean, so back then when we had less, means of capturing images and stuff like that, that's when we have all these crappy images. But why not anymore?
Right.
That I
That's what
haven't
I'm
thought
saying.
about.
But not to mention also the fact that those shows came about because kids in the 1950s read science fiction comic books. And when those kids grew up old enough, they go, you know what? You tell what you love, right? So they love these classic
Oh
art forms.
yeah.
Take George Lucas, for example.
Yeah, I
It's
was just
all
gonna
shit.
say Flash Gordon.
Right. Exactly.
Yeah,
Or the old
Jesus.
serials, Indiana Jones.
Yeah.
So you take what you know, and that's what they did. And that became the next big beat. And come in 30 more years, it could very well be Paris Hilton and some ridiculous bullshit. And it might very well be. And once again, we'll have that generation divide. But back to the topic at hand. So the real question was, are we alone in the universe? And I think the answer I'm gonna say is yes and no. Yes, in the sense that there's no proof that tells us we're not, at least in terms of as far as aliens go and all that stuff. But the question should never like. I think that amount of despair that kind of drops on a person means that you should look harder, not to sway the answer, but because sometimes the journey is much more important than the end result. And it's a beautiful thing to question if you're alone. It's a beautiful thing to keep looking. But and the hopes that maybe somewhere in some distant moon, in some distant galaxy, in some distant location, because mind you, this is assuming that they're in the universe, not just our galaxy.
Yeah, right.
Okay.
Like hard enough to travel the galaxy. Even
Right.
the cats in Star Trek can't really go
Right.
intergalactic.
So I would love, like, what are the odds that somewhere out there in this finitive space, that it is finitive, but it's just vast, that somewhere there's another species that's far enough along that they understand themselves that they can look up and feel the same question. Now, as moving as that is, and it is very moving, that would be a beautiful thing if one day, in my belief in the afterlife, you would see that. By the way, you would know what that was like. You would. It's not just humans that you experience, but imagine it's not just smart species either. It could very well be a very small microorganism that's just
Yeah. Yeah,
sitting there.
this has been discussed actually pretty extensively.
Right.
I've seen
Not,
on some
n-
programs.
yeah, yeah, yeah. And the whole new NASA thing, which we won't get into, I
Yeah.
don't think, but that's
No.
that's unrelated to space travel. To be fair, it sounds like it is, but it's not as much as you think. Just trust me on this. It's just simply their RNA bonds with arsenic, not phosphorus, and they're the variation. They're not common. They're the variant. That's what's important to note. They only exist because phosphorus RNA bonding exists. Like you know what I mean? Like they're
So
the aberration.
so life elsewhere may not exist because it's so rare is what's
Right.
going on.
Because it does take a lot of like, there is a sweet spot. It's not just a sweet spot. I know in a lot of shows they'll tell you, oh, there's a sweet spot with how how man like how our earth came about because we live in the perfect zone.
Yeah.
And a lot of people go, well, but that's just because humans do this. Yeah, you're right. That's for earth, but even then there's the sweet spot for any life is really small. Like it's not just that sun sweet spot. Like that was already rare that we came about and all these different, we just happen to have the perfect, little petri dish. But it's still, if you don't have that petri dish, it's even more impossible. Like it's just not happening.
So what you're saying is that I mean, there may be intelligent life
Yes.
out there,
Right.
but we're probably not going to know about it.
No, not at
And
all.
so cow mutilations and all that stuff, that's just bullshit.
Right.
And aliens creating pyramids,
No, bullshit. Also, I
bullshit.
mean, it's look, you're a human being.
Why is that though?
Well, okay, you're a human being as bullshit as we are, as stupid as we are, our bickering and our talking shit on each other and all that unfortunate stuff. You're really a beautiful thing, and the amount to which you can endure, the fact that you can look up at the sky and really feel lonely, that speaks volumes to what it is to be a
Hmm.
human being. Dogs don't do that. Cats don't do. They don't feel. They don't understand that universal image. And we could argue, well, yeah, they do. No, they don't. Okay, they're adorable, awesome creatures, but they don't feel like we do. That's why we're humans. Okay. The thing is don't think that humans aren't capable of amazing things just because In today's day, we might not understand how they did it. Doesn't mean they didn't do it. There have also been changes with people. A portion of the species was annihilated in the human race during the Dark Ages. Before that, there were other issues. Genocide has killed whole masses of individuals. Others disappeared overnight. Their secrets went with them, and we're not talking secrets like microprocessors. It's just technology in its purest form.
Yeah.
The way to accomplish something successfully. I mean, like I said, Egypt was green. That's a deal.
Climate change.
No, it wasn't even climate change. It was their way they were their architecture and their agriculture changed the face of Egypt. Think about that. We don't even do that today. You could make that region green again.
Somebody's going to say aliens.
I know they are, and that's a shame. Like, why is it so easy to go to something else? It's no different than saying God controls everything. No, God. If God exists, God made you. He made you with amazing abilities. That man in general has such great potential. We can do some fantastic things, but the fact that we can lament our loneliness is among the greatest. And don't believe that we couldn't have made structures that existed, over like 3,000 years ago. It's possible. And not only is it possible, it's probable. What's not probable is that we'll ever remember or know how. That's what's not probable. And that's the shame.
All right, well, we got to close this up. So, last words for Bobby?
No, and yes. Have faith that there are. No, have faith that there are. Have faith that we're not alone.
Right.
But believe that we are. So you never stop looking. You never stop feeling that human endeavor. Or maybe it's not a human feeling. That one day where we can find out that we're not alone is what makes it feel so good, is when we realize we weren't the only ones who had that feeling. And then it's not a human feeling anymore. It's the feeling of being alive and knowing who you are and your place in the universe.
Excellent. Cool. Okay, well, we're going to wrap this up. If you guys want to continue the discussion, you can go to askadamleague.com, and right there you can post directly onto the podcast on the episode. And if you want to ask Adam a question, you can email Adam at enlightenmeadam@askadamleague.com. You can also ask questions via Twitter, twitter.com/enlightenmeadam. And do get a chance. If you have a chance, definitely check out our website, askadamleague.com. And Adam's actually going to be opening his twitter.com account at /askadamleague, and you can follow Adam in his mundane existence.
What about Enlighten Me, Adam?
Enlighten Me, Adam?
Yeah.
Yeah, Enlighten Me, Adam is the questions.
Yeah.
If you want to ask questions, they go there.
Enlighten me.
Enlighten me, Adam. Yeah. Cool. Alrighty. Well, there we go. Oh, man.
I'm not doing it again. I'm not talking.
No?
You only need to tell you no. No.
We're closing this up.
I know.
Music's starting right now. Here we go.
You're lying to me again. Lying to me again. I don't trust you.
All right, yeah, we're out of here.